Hey guys, Dusty here. Today I'm giving my first impressions review on the On Cloudflow 4. So I really enjoyed previous versions of this shoe, especially 1 and 2, and it appears On has made some really nice changes to the current version 4. And like usual, I'm going to go over the basic stats on the shoe, how it felt over the course of my first run, and how I think I'll use it going forward. So first of all, the Cloudflow 4 is a neutral road running shoe. It's likely best suited kind of at that half marathon distance and under, and it fits into the daily trainer category. However, I would go even one step further and call this a tempo day shoe. So you're looking at a stack height of 31 millimeters in the rear, 23 in the forefoot for a heel to toe drop of 8 millimeters. My men's size 8.5 weighs in at 8.6 ounces or about 240 grams. And in my size, for a shoe that specializes in tempo day running, that's probably a little bit on the high end. It's not the end of the world though, and ultimately this shoe doesn't feel heavy when it's actually on your foot. Like usual, On has knocked it out of the park with the upper. So overall, the upper and the fit, there's no issues. No issues with the laces or the tongue. You have a little bit of padding in the heel collar and a little bit of structure to the heel counter. It does fit true to size and the width is very average. And for those of you wondering, yes, the insoles are removable. Alright, now we'll move along to the midsole. On is using their Helion foam, and this is a dual density midsole, meaning there's supposed to be two different densities of foam. You can see them separated by the top layer has a different color. And they say dual density, and in my opinion, it's just firm and more firm. I'm not sure if the shoe's going to soften up a little bit the more I run in it, but so far it's a very firm ride, just like the previous versions. It might be a little bit softer than previous versions. So if you're a fan of On and you're familiar with the Cloudsurfer and the brand new max cushioned Cloudeclipse, this shoe is much firmer than those two options. And inside of this midsole is a speedboard, which in this shoe it's a full length nylon plate and it's spoon shaped in the forefoot. And another thing about that forefoot is this shoe has a very aggressive rocker or toe spring. You can see it really starts right here in the forefoot. So when I first got these shoes and I was just walking around my house, it was very evident that this shoe was going to have an aggressive rocker or toe spring. And I gotta say, while out running, it does feel very nice. It transitions into toe off very smoothly. And for me, it feels like my foot isn't on the ground for very long when I'm picking up the pace in the shoe, which is nice. Then if we move along to the outsole, first of all, you can see On is closing up this channel in the middle, which is a huge plus because a lot of us in On shoes of past would always get rocks or sticks, or in my case, I used to get pine cones stuck in this channel all the time. Now they've improved the outsole on this shoe a lot. However, I did get a rock stuck at the end of my run at the very back in between these cloud pods. And honestly, I think every shoe that On comes out with that has these actual cloud pods, that's just going to be a risk that you might get some rocks stuck in between those pods. And then in terms of rubber coverage, you're getting it in all the high impact areas, and it is pretty grippy on wet pavement. Alright, so going forward with the shoe, like I already mentioned, I think this is, at least for me, really going to shine in that tempo category. I will though, just because I need to do my full review. I'll take it out for some easy runs and some really long runs just to see how it handles that. But ultimately, I think if I had to pinpoint the use of this shoe, it's going to be, first of all, for half marathon and under. It's going to be for someone that likes a firmer ride, and it's going to shine at those up-tempo workouts. And I think the Cloudflow kind of fills a gap in an On running shoe rotation. So an On shoe that's a great daily trainer, long run shoe, you could look at the Cloudsurfer or especially the new Cloudeclipse. Then for race day, they have the Cloudboom Echo 3, which is a great shoe. However, it's not a shoe that you want to train in very much because it has a max life of 100 miles. And then that leaves the question, what are you going to use for your workouts or your interval training? And I think that's where the Cloudflow 4 could kind of fill that gap. Now the price has gone up from $140 to $160 US, and it's also got a $20 price jump here in Canada. So the previous version was $180, and now you're looking at a $200 shoe. So I'll have to do a lot more miles in the shoe to come out with my full review. But so far I'm kind of digging this shoe, but I do think it's kind of a one-trick pony in that it's really just going to shine for those workout days or tempo work. Honestly, I've always liked versions of the Cloudflow, and I don't know why it's a shoe that not a lot of other shoe reviewers don't review. I think in terms of a performance daily trainer, this is a really great option. And like always, if you have any questions about the shoe, leave your comments down below and I'll get back to you. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.